Hey guys, so one of the things that we have to do to get through our final walkthrough is get everything out of the house. There's not a lot, but there's some stuff in there. There's a lot of I guess there's a lot of display things in there, stuff from the old shop, and then light fixtures and things that won't go up till after we're done. So we have a pod getting, yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. We have a pod getting delivered today so that we can fill it up. And watching these things get unloaded is really amazing. So I'm going to film this for you. We had one here when I first moved. Well, I guess I had moved back to the area from St. Croix. And we had a bunch of stuff in here then that we had to unload or something. I can't remember now, but anyway, we had one out here before, and this is where they put it before, and it was just amazing watching them unload it. So I'm going to film this. This is a real nice fellow that's come out here to drop it off for us. We probably should have got a bigger one, but that's a pretty good size pod. So while he's doing that, I will kind of give you where we are. We had another different inspector come out this past Tuesday, who is a nice guy, and he is, I guess he's the number 2 man over there in the county, and the number 1 man had sent him out to help us. So he kind of walked through the house with us and told us everything that we really needed to take care of to get through the final, because at this point we've passed all the final subcontractors like electrical and mechanical, which is your HVAC and plumbing and all that stuff, and so we're working down that list this week, and next week hopefully we'll get it all done. There's one thing that's kind of, I won't say it's impossible to do, but it would be huge, and that is underneath the house is a crawl space, and this house originally set on brick piers. So see, he's getting ready. You guys have to watch this. This is so cool. The house originally set on brick piers, which means that it was just stacks of brick, and the original house, maybe it was even rock, I'm not sure, but when they set this one up, they did it very similar as they could to the old house, and they put it on brick piers. So underneath each corner was a stack of bricks, and probably other places under there, and then there was nothing else, and then the porches and all that stuff. They just moved the house here from its original location, which is about 100 yards back, and the same people who moved the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse actually moved this house, and so they took about a year to do it. They moved it about 100 yards down toward the road so that the rest of the property could be developed, because the folks that lived here at one point owned many hundreds of acres from where we are, kind of on the border of Woodfin and Weaverville, all the way out to Beaver Lake. Anyway, there was about 300 acres or so left when the last family member passed away, and the rest of the property went to be developed, but this house had to be conserved, and it had to have some property with it. So it's got about 1 acre of property with it, and so the house was sitting on these brick piers. You see that cool farm stuff coming out? I think this is cool. I hope you like it. The house was sitting on brick piers, and then of course somebody came through and inspected it and said, oh, you have to close that in. And so then they blocked in around the foundation, and when they blocked in all the way up around the porches. And so the problem now is that the porches are enclosed along with the crawl space basement, and of course with no separation in there between the porches and the rest of the crawl space, you've got the possibility of moisture getting underneath the house, which we've already got issues with that from the development that came beside us after I bought the property. They put a putt-putt course over there right up to their line, and it was flat, and that's so cool. That's cool. Standing on its little legs. And so anyway, a bunch of water goes into our basement, so we've got to put a French drain in over there too. And so that's our biggest problem, because now the porches are in and they've been redone, and there's really no way to go underneath there and build walls to separate off where the porches connect to the house, so that the foundation crawl space under the house stays dry. So that's a problem that we don't know how to fix, and the inspector didn't have any good suggestions either, so he's thinking about that. But the rest of the stuff I think we can handle pretty well. So we're working on that, and one of them is to get everything out so that A, they can walk through it, and then B, we were going to have to do it anyway to clean it and paint it. So now what he'll do with this contraption thing here is he can operate it from over there on the side, and he will move it away from the pod and walk it back up onto his truck. It's just, to me, it's one of those pieces of equipment that's really, really cool. And if you've never seen it anyway, I think it's cool. And it just takes one person to do it, and he'll put some blocks underneath the pot if he needs to level it up. But it's in a pretty level spot. So anyway, we're working through it. Once we get through this, the other thing that we have to do is get temporary power on. You see our little power pole there. We've been dragging extension cords in through the window for the last however many years we've been working on this. And then dragging those up to the upstairs or to the attic or down to the basement or wherever we need to go to work. So we're going to try to get temporary power turned on. And I was trying to get that done this week, but it didn't happen. So hopefully we'll get that done next week. And that'll make the rest of our process go a little bit faster. But once we get, the final inspection passed, we still have to get everything cleaned and painted, and then get set up, which I really think the setup of the shop will go pretty quick, maybe a week, if I have enough helpers, which I'm sure I will. But the cleaning and the painting, depending on how we do that, whether I do it myself or hire it out, which I think I'm going to have to do it myself just because of what we have going on in there. Isn't that cool? It just walks its little self back up onto its truck. It's like a little living kind of creature thing. It's interesting. I won't make you watch us put the blocks and stuff under it, but I just thought this part was just really unique, that it comes on that thing on the truck, and then it's just controlled with electronics to the side. Now it lifts its little legs up and gets itself settled on there. To me, that's very cool. It was really cool the first time I saw it, and I didn't record it. I didn't think to record it. So today I was here and I had my phone ready so that we could record this. Anyway, so I don't have a date for you guys. I know you all want a date. My goal is to be here by the time we have the class with Beth Seal of Summer House Stitch Works, which is the first weekend in August. And if we get here before that, we will celebrate. But hopefully we'll be here by then. But I put so many dates on this thing and had to back off of it that I am not doing another date. So I believe that he is done with that part. I hope you enjoyed that little show, and we will continue on now.